Hey everybody, Prattski here, and it has been a long time since I've posted anything on the channel. And but I'm back from nearly a month of travel, and part of that month of travel was going to GenCon, which was fantastic. It was my first time ever being there, and yeah, it was awesome. So in this little update that I've got for y'all, the Chupdate, I'm going to share what I brought home from GenCon. And I want to tell you about my time with Chip Theory Games. So I was given the opportunity to help them as a volunteer in their booth. So about half the convention I was there giving demos and talking about the games, helping people bag stuff. I mean, whatever I could do to help out. But actually, I probably spent the most time giving demos for Too Many Bones. I'd hoped to give demos for Cloudspire, but it sold out so fast. And then we had more Too Many Bones things set up than Cloudspire. And so I just ended up giving demo after demo after demo. And that was an awesome experience. For those of you who have played Too Many Bones, you'll probably agree that it's just a fantastically fun game. And once everything kind of clicks and you see how it all works together, you start to get really excited. And I got to have that experience over and over and over again with different people that would come to the table and want to learn more about it and run through a little bit of a demo. As I would explain everything and how everything worked, and then we'd just kind of jump in, get started, and they'd start seeing some of the skills that they had and how they move and attack and everything, and what the different baddies do and the nasty things that they might do. And once you could tell that once it started to click, they get the thinking eyebrows going down. You're like, oh yeah, okay, yep, I'm seeing that. And the excitement would just come, and they would get really into it. And a couple of groups really got into it, and that was just, it was such a privilege to be demoing a game that I love so much for a company that I love so much, and to see people just get excited about it who had never played or heard about it before. So that was awesome. And so if any of you actually came and did a demo with me and happened to be watching this, thanks, because you made it a very fun opportunity. That was awesome. And Chip Theory, what an exciting thing that's happening here with Cloudspire as well. I got the opportunity to play that game probably for 15 to 20 hours total over the convention. I would play it every evening, and we were just going through. We did some, blanking on the word, competitive. So, you know, we did 3v3, not 3v3, 1v1 with 3 people. No, that's not 1v1 either. Gosh, it's a Friday. We did a 3-player game. We were all against each other. And we also ran through a couple of the scenario, it's still a Friday, a couple of the cooperative scenarios, and boy, was that a blast. I went into Cloudspire having very high expectations, and Cloudspire is exceeding my expectations. Production is fantastic, as you would expect with Chip Theory. The table presence is incredible, especially the miniature spires that they made. The miniatures pack look awesome out on the board, and I cannot wait to get it in my own home, get it on my own table. And we are planning to do some playthroughs of that game and just talk about it and try to get the word out, because that game is phenom. But yes, I won't get it though until all the rest of the Kickstarter backers get it. So we're hoping towards the end of August, and yeah, I'll have plenty to say on that when we get there. But anyway, so that part of GenCon was awesome, and the rest was just incredible too. Being able to do demos and walk around, see the different vendors. You know, I got to talk with Adam and Brady Sadler with Blacklist Games for quite a while, and that was a great experience. I picked up some of their stuff, and a whole host of other people that I saw. It was just great. But anyway, let me quickly run through what I pulled from GenCon, and a couple of extra others that were waiting for me when I got home, I guess. But here we go. So I got this one actually off of Amazon because it was stupidly cheap. I don't really know much about it, but I hope that it might be fun. And that's Conan. I've heard really good things about it, but I don't know much about it. But it was, like I said, it was just really cheap. And so even if I end up reselling it or something, I don't think I'll have a loss. But otherwise, I hope that maybe it's something that would be a lot of fun. The other one that I had waiting for me when I got home was this one here, Nemo's War. So I backed this on Kickstarter, and I also got the expansion packs and everything for it. So excited to dive into that eventually as well. I've heard nothing but great things about this one. Okay, so that was what was waiting for me when I got home, and this is the rest of what I picked up while at GenCon. So I am slowly getting into Pathfinder a bit. I got a small group of guys that were playing. So I picked up the second edition of the book. I really don't know how this will be received, because I know a lot of people, well, there's a whole background story as to why Pathfinder was founded, because people didn't like D&D 3.5. Switching over to 4.0, they thought that was a bad idea. The rules stunk. So is this oversimplified? Is it a simplification in the good ways? Maybe adding complexity in other ways? I don't know. But I do enjoy Pathfinder, so I figured I'd pick it up and try to figure out what's going on in second edition there. This was one that I didn't buy, but a friend of mine gave me this copy of it because he was getting like a deluxe edition, and that's Expedition. One that I really know absolutely nothing about, other than it seems to be a cooperative adventure game used with cards and then an app. So eventually we'll try it out and see how that one goes, but I know nothing about that one. Okay, so some of this, oh yeah, sorry, here's another one that came to me while I was gone, and that's Unbroken. Finally, a lot of people have been getting this. I think I was one of the later ones to get it, but it's here, so I hope that one is good. And let's see what else. Okay, so this one has gotten a lot of praise, and I got the deluxe editions of Tiny Epic Galaxies and the expansion for it. Again, I've never played it, but I hear a lot of really good things about it, and I think a lot of people say that it's the best of the Tiny Epic series. So we'll eventually crack that one open. This one I demoed, and I had more fun than I would have expected. And we played it with some friends afterwards as well, and it's just a fun, super easy party game that creates a lot of laughs and kind of excitement. So that is Finger Guns. It's really, there's just I don't know, 5, 6, 7 different symbols that you can make with your hand all around the table, targeting different people. You can shoot people, you can super shoot people, you can do a bomb, you can try to form a posse to damage other people, you can heal yourself, and if you die, you're still not out of the game. You can become a ghost and mess with people that way too. So that was a lot of fun. It wasn't expensive. Figured I'd just pick it up and we'll try it with the family. See what the in-laws think about it. Another game that I got recently that was a very huge surprise to me. I picked it up on Facebook sales group in the area here. Somebody was selling it for a really good price. I had heard good things but didn't know much about it, but I really ended up enjoying it, and that's Wildlands. But while I was at GenCon, I picked up the extras for it because they had a really good sale going on. So a couple different factions, another double-sided board to play with, and this really was a great, just different style of skirmish game that I've played with my friends, some friends around here, and I've played with my son and his friend, and everybody that sat down with me to play it has absolutely loved it. So got more for it. This was one that I got for free, which was very interesting. I was rooming with a guy. We were talking about what our favorite games were, and this actually was one of his favorites of all time. And I'd never heard about it before, and I found it at Gen Con. They were actually giving this away if you were buying one of their other games. So I went and I looked at their other games, and I really wasn't interested in anything that they were selling. And so I asked the guy like the next day if there was a way they could just give me a discount on this or something, because I wasn't interested in buying anything else. And he just decided to hand it to me. So this is Albion's Legacy. It's a cooperative, I don't know if you'd call it a dungeon crawl or not, but I've heard it is ridiculously difficult. And there's a scenario in here that is nearly impossible. But I don't know. So I got it. I'll try it eventually. But hope it's good. Hope it's as good as the guy said. Next one is Dawn of the Zeds. This was one that I demoed while I was there and was very, very intrigued and pleased by the demo. The designer of this 3rd edition here, I'm checking to see if I see a name, was just the nicest. Yeah, it says designer is Herman Lutman, art Clark Miller, but that's not who I talked to. It was a nice gal. I'm blanking on her name, but she walked us through the demo. She told us about all the design changes that she wanted for this game and what she brought to this 3rd edition, and we played a few rounds of it, and I really liked it. I like all the different difficulty settings you can do, all the different options, how it all plays together, and I'm excited, very excited to play more of this. I did also pick up the expansions that they've got, different card packs and content for it, so I've got everything that's out for it now, and just need to dive in and really figure it out. So that's Dawn of the Zeds. This was one that I got more for playing with my 3 boys, because it looks a little bit more geared towards the younger folks, though it does say 14 plus on the box, but that also might mean that they didn't want to deal with whatever regulations you have if you put a younger ages with all the different pieces and stuff. So I think that might be part of it. But I met the designer, super, super nice guy, and he walked me through the game, was just very impressed. And it's really heavy, and this is Quad Heroes. So it's a little game about, you've got all these cubes, essentially, that are different characters. They've got miniatures for every one of them. They look great, especially the painted ones that they have, that they had at GenCon. But I guess you can do different modes. You can do like 2v2 capture the flag. You can do a race, and there might be other different things that you can do as well. But it's got a programming element where you program the movements of your cube. But depending on what face is up is what you have to do. So it's not like Mechs and Minions where you go right down the list of your programming. This is more dependent on which side is actually being flipped up, determines what your move or abilities might be. So production quality is fantastic. Artwork and everything is very, very cool. When my kids saw this, their eyes were like, oh, that looks awesome. So excited to play this with them. I'm sure it won't be long until we get this one to the table. Oh, wow. I also picked up this one because, again, I've heard nothing but good things about it. It was a good deal, and that is Lords of Hellas. So we'll see. I don't know when I'm going to crack this one open, but I'm excited to see what that one's all about. I also got, I didn't get the complete game because they had actually sold out by the time I got there, but when I visited the Sadler brothers and talked with them about their games, I kind of couldn't resist. And so I ended up getting the different expansions that they had for Brook City here. And so what I'm waiting for is their whole, bundle to arrive on their website once they get it back in stock. And I'll buy that bundle, which is everything from Kickstarter. And with the addition of all this stuff, I'll have everything for Brook City. And definitely excited to check this out. Hope it's a good game. The little demo walkthrough that I had definitely made it sound fun. And this in particular, I guess, is never going to be created again. So you kind of had to get it at GenCon to get the last few copies, and happened to get my hands on that. So that's pretty exciting. And then lastly, I got Street Masters from the Sadler brothers as well, Blacklist Games. And this is the one that I currently have out on the table. This is the one me and my oldest son decided to try first and see what it's all about. Because when I took a look through the rule book, it really doesn't look all that complicated at all. It seems pretty straightforward. A lot of what drives this game and the complexities seem to all be on the cards. So you can learn the rules quite easily and then just dive right in and get going. So tonight, actually, we're going to try to see if we can play this game smoothly and feel good about the rules. And I will likely be bringing some playthroughs and information about this game to the channel probably relatively soon, because I want to spend some good time with this one. I got this, the base game, and then everything that they had for it. All the Kickstarter stuff, all the expansions and miniatures and everything that they had for it. So I've got quite a bit of it. So I'm really, really hoping it's good. But with what I've seen so far, I think I'm about 80% of the way through the rules. I don't know why it would not be good. But anyway, I'll leave it at that for now. There's plenty more to talk about. I got some more interesting things too that I got prior to this update, or prior to my travels. So yeah, we'll kind of get things back in gear on the channel here, and get things rocking. So thanks for your patience, but hope you enjoyed this Chupdate, and we will see you again soon.